So this is Parashat Re. Parashat Re. Next week, maybe we'll do the Parashat a little early because I have to go visit my father in Israel. And this shiur should be for his refuah shlema. Gedalia Mora ben Matilda is getting chemotherapy right now in Eretz Israel. So we have in Parashat very interesting stuff. To a certain extent, I know I said it about many other parashiyot, but to a certain extent, maybe this is the most philosophical or based parasha that we have with some core fundamental concept of Judaism. And chachamim and philosophers and we're always debating and questioning, and people and theologists and mystics around the questions that arise from this parasha. But one of the things that people always dealt with is what is the source of evil, or source of, I don't like to use the word evil, it sounds a little too Christian, like bad. But when I say evil, I mean bad, like good versus bad. Is it something that comes from above, a decree from above, or it's a man-made or result from man's actions? According to the Midrash in Kohelet Rabbah, Perek Zayin, it says, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu created Adam HaRishon, Netalo v'hichziro, he took him and put him back. Al kol yanei Gan Eden. He showed him all the trees of Gan Eden. Ve'amar lo, and he said to him, Re'eh ma'asai kamana'im u'meshubachim hem. Look and contemplate how great and refined is my creation. V'chol ma shebarati, and everything that I created, bishvilcha barati, I created for you. Ten da'atcha, shelo tekalkel v'tachriv et olami. Pay attention. You should not destroy my world. You should not destroy my world. So from this midrash you could see that the man has an ability to destroy the world. Because that's the warning that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him. And then what when we say kilkul, what ruining of the world are we referring to, or we're talking about here, or the Midrash is talking about it? Is it the technical ability of men to act upon and to change, for example, the crust of the earth, what we call, the topography of the earth, by digging and building and so on and so forth? Or, like let's say, for example, you look at highways. There's beautiful rolling hills. All of a sudden, sometimes it's like a little annoying. You see like somebody took a Isaac. That's annoying. This thing noise. It's okay. It's like somebody took a pie cutter or a spatula and to just cut and carve the mountain and put a highway right in between. Or they have quarry when they dig things and they destroy a whole mountain, or they're doing mining. That's what we're talking about? Is this what we're talking about? Destroying? And hills are beautiful, mountains are amazing. And here comes man and just digs and ruins. So that's what we're talking about? We're talking about cutting forests down. There's no more old forests, especially in the United States, unless it was protected. No more old forests. When I brought somebody at the time to look at the floor in my house, which is made out of pine, which is a very soft wood, I want to change it to oak. He says to me, why would you like to do that? This is better than oak. So my house was like 80 years old. I said, this is about 200-year-old tree. Why would you like to change that? And I said, okay, We don't have this anymore. We killed everything. In the United States, there's like hardly any old growth. The diseases that we brought and so on and so forth. Is it talking about damming rivers and creating, man-made lakes that really destroy? I mean, there is a point, I understand, electricity, water, but we destroy the world. Do we talking about that? Is this what we really talking about? But to something like that, it seems that there is a contradiction from the Midrash itself, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Kol shebarati barati bishvilcha. Everything that I created for you. So if you created for me, so let me do what I want. I can blast mountains and cut trees, you build it for me. Right? That's what we're talking about. So it's a contradiction. You see the point? So we could say that when the Midrash is talking about what we call kilkul ve'ashchata, destroying and destruction of the world, is shelo letzorech, for no reason. I mean, you were giving permission to cut trees. Who are you to cut trees? I never seen a beaver cutting trees because he has an Olympics of cutting trees. He cuts trees because he eats the bark and he builds his dams. Animal doesn't go, but we were given permission. We, as humans, were given permission. Because of something unique in us, we were given permission to do so. So therefore, the hashchata, the destruction of which we are talking about, is shelo letzorech, for no need, or for the wrong need. And that's what it says in the Torah. The Torah says, Bal tashchit. You should not destroy or ruin. The Rambam in Halachot Melachim, in Perek Vav, writes the following: Velo ilanot bilvad, not only trees, ela, but rather, it's beautiful, the Rambam, you got to love him. Kol hameshaber kelim, he who breaks utensils, vessels, break things. Vekorea b'gadim, and rips his clothes. Ve'ores binyan, and destroys a building. Ve'sotem ma'ayan, and he closes a bubbling brook. U'me'abet ma'achalot derech hashchata, and you throw food in a destructive manner, in a wasteful way. Over belo tashchit. Hey, rabotai. Me'abed ma'achalot derech hashchata. This is a very difficult one, throwing food in a wasteful manner. For crying out loud, at least compost your vegetables. My son told me in Seattle, you have to compost your vegetables. I think it's a great idea. It's a great idea. I have 3 composters at home, turning soil and making stuff. It's magic. Unbelievable. Anyway, so that's what he's talking about. So let me tell you a story about this rabbi. Of course, I'm going to tell you a story about the rabbi, not about a rock star. His name is Harav Ariel Levin. He was a well-known rabbi in Yerushalayim.
There's a book about him.
I'm sorry?
There's a sefer about him.
Yeah, there's a sefer about him, especially the famous story about him with Goral Agra that he did, and you look at it yourself, you find that.
Tzaddik in our time.
So he said Rav Levin says the following: after Tfilat Mincha Gdola, after they davened Mincha one time, Yatsa Rabbeinu, Rav Kook, the Rav Kook, ve'ani nilveti alav. He went and I went along with him. בדרך כתבתי איזה עשב או פרח. On the way I picked up some flower, some wildflower, or something. I picked something, it doesn't, הזדעזע רבנו ואמר לי בנחת. Rav Kook was trembling, but quietly and gently he told me, האמן תאמין לי, you better believe me. Believe what I'm telling you. שמיימי נזהרתי, that all my life I tried to be very, very careful. לבלתי כתוף בלי תועלת עשב או ברח. Never to pick up a weed, a grass, a blade of grass, a flower, or anything that grows for no reason. Just because I felt like it. I never did that. If I picked something, it was for a reason. שיכול לגדול ולצמוח, because it can grow. Something that can grow. Why am I ripping it? Because he says, as the Gemara says, כי אין לך עשב מלמטה שאין לו מזל מלמעלה. There is a mirror image of whatever is in here, this world, there is in that world, in the spiritual world. And that tells him, Gdol, Mishamayim, that the reason why the grass grows is because that tells him to grow. So it strives up. If anything will grow, it should grow against gravity. Everything should grow in ground. So Mishamayim, it tells Gdol. If they tell him Mishamayim to Gdol, I'm going to cut it. Kol tzitz esev omer daber, v'kol even locheshet esev sod. Every rock has a secret to tell. Everything has its purpose. I should not disturb this harmony. This is something very, very important. Very, very important to understand. There is, if you ever go, and you should go, if you should go hiking or camping, there is a very important concept is to leave the area as you got it. No trace, leave no trace. You go, sometimes it's like, I get so sad. I used to get angry, but I'm getting sad. You go, let's say, to Flushing Meadow Park, beautiful lake, water, and after Sunday, it is a catastrophe. It could be such a beautiful place. Why, for crying out loud, what are we in a third world country? If you go to a place like in Japan, that would make delights out of an area like that. There's garbage all over, overflowing, with food flowing all over the and flies and in the water. And why? Why? So he said, Kol Bria Shira Omeret. Every creature sings glories to Hashem, and I'm going to end its life. I'm going to stop that praises to Hashem. ומסיים רבנו אריה says, הדברים שיצאו מלב טהור וקדוש, those words that came out of the mouth of the holy Rav Kook, from his pure heart, נחקקו עמוק בליבי, were engraved deep in my heart. ומאז התחלתי להרגיש ביותר את מידת החמלה על כל דבר. And at that point, I started to feel compassion for everything. And that is in the book, Ish Tzadik Aya, page 74. Do you have compassion? Crying out loud. We don't have compassion for our people. We don't have compassion for people. We don't have compassion for animals. We don't have compassion for trees. For no one. And you wonder what the world in such a state of disharmony? Why there's hunger and evil in the world? We just don't care. I feel like it. I'll see a wildflower growing somewhere. I'll pick it. Why should you pick it? It is the most beautiful thing. What selfish you are. In Israel, people were picking wildflowers to the point that they really, some things were vanished. And here too. And to that matter, which is, we're getting even more into energy, is very important not to bring which is an environmental catastrophe, non-native plants, don't bring them here. So in argument's sake, if you bring, I don't know, some plant from Iceland, you're going to have diseases here in, I don't know, whatever. You're going to kill, if they have some kind of a fungus in Norway, in the pines, and in America they don't have it, you brought a pine from Norway, you killed everything. So they did to the black walnuts in America. They did it to so many different trees in America. Black walnut trees don't last more than 70 years, where in theory they can last 300, 400 years. Most majestic trees out there, because they break fungus. Or look at the What happens in the state parks from all the way from all over Appalachia, so-called, all the way up to here, to the evergreen trees, to the hemlocks. Because somebody brought some kind of a beetle from China and it's killing all the hemlocks. If you drive in Pennsylvania and look at the mountains, you see patches of dead and some kind of a beetle that eats it. We need to understand the harmony of the place. So, according to this explanation, we see that the influence of man on the world is very limited and therefore could be only concentrated on a specific place and what we call the shell of the earth, on the outside, but we're staying here and so on and so forth. But the Midrash says something. The Midrash does not say only on the surface. Ten da'atcha pe'eten shelo tachriv et olami, that you don't destroy my world. Not the earth, the whole universe. And it says, the question should be asked, if it's so, if man is so capable of influencing good or bad in the world, and on worlds that are even beyond his reach. For example, do I have influence? According to this Midrash, I could basically influence something that happens, some planet that exists, 5 million light years away from me. That's what the Midrash is telling me. And you know what? You better believe that. You could. You better believe that. So, on that, on the pasuk Re'eh Anochi Noten Lifnechem Hayom Baracha Ve'Klala, look, I'm giving you today a blessing and a curse. The Netziv in Sefer Ha'amek Davar says the Midrash, Misha'a she'amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, from the moment that HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, don't destroy the world, right? I'm giving you here the bracha and kala. What does it mean? I'm giving it to you. I'm giving to you bracha veklala. What does it mean I'm giving you bracha veklala? What does it mean to give you bracha and klala? So, this noise is really... No, yes, it's okay. It's okay. So, he says... It's okay. It says, why does it say, Anochi noten lifnechem hayom? I'm giving to you, Leshon Rabim, bracha, and then klala in singular. It says, and he says, the Kotz Kerav answered to that as well. And he says, noten, I give, ani noten, lekulam, to all of you. I'm giving netina b'midah. I'm giving in a measured amount, an equal amount. But each one, this ability to see, I'm giving each one the same amount, but each one of us sees that differently. Every person has his ability to see things his way, and that's your choice. So, this is a very, very simple question, a simple answer, but yet it's very deep. In a way, things are the way they are. How do you choose? This is already up to you. What does it mean? Tell your story. There was a small town, a village. Had many people working there. Kind of craftsmen. They had shoemakers, they had tailors, they had carpenters, builders, and so on and so forth. One thing they didn't have there is a watchmaker. The whole entire town, there was not even one watchmaker. So, slowly, with time, the watches start to break. The time didn't have batteries, you have to unwind, you have to maintain your watch, you have to put oil, and so on and so forth. So as the watches started to break, they didn't keep the time appropriately, people started to give up using watches. Besides one guy. I mean, listen, the watches didn't work. They couldn't keep the right time. Besides one guy. And after a few years, a watchmaker came to this town. So the people of the town heard that. And they brought the watches to be fixed, finally. But that watchmaker was not able to fix not even one watch, besides that particular watch of that particular person. That person was, I don't know, Yosale, Moishale, they call him Moishale, Yalla, Moishale. So they asked, what's so special about Moishale's watch that you could fix his and you cannot fix ours? So he said to them, the watchmaker said to them, Moishale is the only one that all throughout those years kept on adjusting his watch every single day. He never gave up. Since he never gave up, regardless of the free choice that the people had, he never gave up. He made a different decision. That watch I can fix. How many times you hear, oh, the world is bad, this is bad, people are bad, the whole entire thing. I think you can go to almost every lecture and hear that. The word is not sanua, the word is this, people are liars. Stories upon stories about how terrible the world is, right? And how good it used to be and how terrible the world is. And gloom and doom. And for whatever reason, it never seems to be better. Somebody say, oh no, actually, Baruch Hashem, we're great. The reason is very simple. Everybody wants to complain and nobody wants to do anything about it. You are playing lip service to your negativity that lives inside of you. The rat is inside of you and you're lazy, you don't want to do anything. Oh, I used to be such an athlete. Oh my goodness. I used to do kung fu. I used to swim. I used to jump. Oh, I'm fat now. I said, so get up and start exercising. Yes, you can. You're not going to be able to swim a mile and to run 5 miles and to do, 200 push-ups a day and dips just start slowly. Run half a block. Slowly start. Start doing something about it. You're going to get to a point, you're going to be so fat that we need a wheelbarrow to wheel you around because why would you do something about it? Things are hard for you, so change it. You're going to get to a point of irreversible damage. You're never going to be able to fix it. And that's why I'm giving you good and bad, and you should choose, because there's always have to be action. You always got to be in motion, trying to fix. Okay, so my watch, I know my watch every day, argument's sake, is late 5 minutes. Okay, before I go to sleep, okay, I'm pushing forward 5 minutes, so the next day is going to be okay. But if I take the watch and it doesn't work, believe me, it would rust from inside, it would fuse. No, that's it. It's not repairable. And that's a very, very important point to understand. I'm giving it to you, all of you, the same way. What you choose to do with this, how you choose to, and you're going to tell me that you really believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, do you believe, anybody does not believe, anybody does not believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, everything that he does for the best. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is good, HaTov ve'Hameitiv lakol. And anybody doesn't believe that? And yet, you don't believe in it. You all believe in it, you say you are, and you actually don't. To change things, do something. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is good. If I did something, right, so I can fix it. I can fix, slowly. He'll fix his chair, I'll fix my chair, he'll fix his chair, and so on and so on and so on and so forth. And all of a sudden, we fix this whole area. But we don't. I want you to fix mine, and he will fix it. I'm just going to sit here and complain. Do something about it. It has to do with all aspects of your lives. And you see, they go hand in hand. Bracha ve'klala, tov ve'ra, chaim ve'mavet, go hand in hand. The Sfat Emet was perplexed and amazed by this fusing of bracha, blessing and cursing, good and bad, coming always together. And he explains and he says that bracha ve'klala, a curse and a blessing, they're operating together in the world. Meshamshim ba'olam be'irbuviyah. They're all mixed together within the world. One intertwined with the other. And it says, and both of them HaKadosh Baruch Hu put in this world, in our world, to try us and to check the vessel of each and every one of us, the kli of each and every one of us. What are you willing to hold? How much are you able to hold? How much are we willing to change, to fix that watch that we have, even though we know the watch is broken? I know it's broken, but I'm going to fix it every day. It's a test for us, and we fail. How many people talk about intermarriage? How many people are willing to do anything about it? How many people are talking about sinat chinam, and they're willing to do something about ahavas chinam? Everybody will tell you. Are you willing to do that? Rabotai, it is not for nothing. This parasha usually is read at Erev Rosh Chodesh Elul. Why? You understand why? Because you're going to come in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, every day we stand in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but we're going to stand almost a month from now in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and we will have to give him an account for all that we did and did not do during the year. So you can fix something. At least you have a month, do some damage control. Don't do free-for-all. It's like, nosedive, crash and burn, goodbye, out of here. Fix something. You have time. The bchira, the ability to choose, could be done every day and every moment of the day. You can always choose to do good. You can always choose to be bracha. And that depends on your ability to see. How do you see? That's why the parasha says, Re'eh, you should see. I gave you bracha ve'klala. I gave it to you. You should see that it comes from me. What does it say, Re'eh? It should say, Hayom natati lefanecha bracha ve'klala. Why Re'eh? Why are all senses only to see? Because it should be real to you. You should be able to see it when it's far from you, and you should be able to see it when it's near you. And are you able to see and to contemplate and to see things in depth, to be able to distinguish between the bracha and the klala, between blessing and a curse? You should be able to distinguish. And I'm sure that if I'll ask you guys to do a list of a short or a long list or a list between what is good in your life and what is bad in your life, I'm sure that I'll be able, that I'm not some fantastic genius, but I'm sure that I will be able to find things, and if we go through them, that you actually see that it's, well, you know, I was wrong, it's not so bad. Or maybe this is actually what I thought was good is bad. And it's not that I will be able to persuade you, to convince you, because you are looking at it wrong. And I'm looking at things wrong also. It's like the story in the Gemara that the guy sent his son to get a bracha for Chachamim. So he sent his son, he told him, yeah, your table should be messy, and your kids, you know, the noise, and the table is upside down, and you should never have peace, and you should always... So he said, you know, so the father explained to him why they didn't curse him, they gave him a bracha. And when you're able to distinguish, you're talking about, oh, everybody's, that's a question that I'm so sick and tired of that already. Rabbi, how about free choice? If Hashem knows everything, blah, 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 la, 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 I had enough of this. Even if I'll be able to explain it to you, you yourself are not able to distinguish between good and bad. So how do I be able to ask you about choosing? You don't know how to choose. And you should know. Most people want somebody else to choose for them. That's without a doubt. And that is inherited knowledge. That's who you were taught. You were taught for somebody else to choose for you. This country was not built because of people were willing for somebody else to tell them what to do. People want to take the liberty of their hands to make decisions. That's why this country is great. However, if we continue the way we're going, it's going to be bad. But we need to be able to choose. Don't run after rhetorics and slogans and banners. You should contemplate deeply in matters to be able to see if things are good or things are bad. And when you're able to choose like this kind of choice or ability to choose would allow you to open a new page in your life. Every day will give you a koach, the ability, the force, the power to reach a higher level of existing, of living in your life. When you understand things better, you'll know what to do. You're not perplexed. As Resh Lakish says, in points like this, Resh Lakish in Masechet Yomah says in this place, Zedonot nasod lo keschuyot. All of a sudden, the things that you did deliberately wrong will be able like this to turn it to something good. You were able to turn things around. You open a new page. I realized what was wrong with me. I realized that I did wrong. And because I realized that I did wrong, guess what? I have an answer. I did tshuva. I changed. I'm a new person. But when I don't understand what's wrong with what I'm doing, I'm always going to be stuck with the same behavior. Always. There's a phenomena of human behavioral patterns. And if you understand human behavioral patterns, you could predict what's the next person move will be. You'll be able to tell us, oh, you're thinking this, or you want to do this, or that's how you're feeling. So, wow, how do you know that? You have Ruach HaKodesh. Are you enlightened? You can read minds? No, I'm not going to read minds, but I could read you like an open book. Look at this. Human behavioral pattern, or predicting human behavioral patterns. We're talking about patterns today. This is fascinating. You could really almost know what the person is thinking. Believe me, it works. It's ridiculous. So, it says that a person has a reshut. The Rambam writes, רשות נתונה לו לכל אדם. אם רצה להטות עצמו לדרך בתורה, לדרך טובה, ולהיות צדיק, if you wanted every person, that's a fundamental part in the Rambam. Maybe if I should say that, my favorite part in all the writings that are out there, because that defines Jewish philosophical understanding of how we view the world. Every man, every human, has a permission, an ability to direct himself to a good path, to become a righteous person. Hareshut biyado, he's allowed to do so. V'im ratza le'atot atzmo, and if he wanted to direct himself lederech ra'ah, to a bad way, liot rasha, hareshut biyado, he can do so. Hu shekatuv b'Torah, that's what it says in the Torah. Hen ha'adam haya ke'echad mimenu lada'at tov ve'ra. Man is like one of us with the ability to distinguish between good and bad. We go to a guy who, chas v'shalom, is about to kill somebody's mother. He said, wait, hold on one second. You think what you're doing is good? Yes, I think what I'm doing is good. But how about if I kill your mother? Is that good? They know what's good and what's bad. You have a reshut. Don't blame the environment, society. I was born oppressed. It's this or it's that. It's my gender, it's my color of skin, it's my color of my eyes, it's the color of my underpants. Don't blame that. It's you have a choice. You have a choice. And when you have a choice,
שלום, סליחה.
yeah,
למי יש פתח של הבית כנסת?
לא לי. So it says, כלומר, הן מין זה של אדם היה אחד בעולם. This is something unique to all men, to men in the world. There's no other species in the world that has an ability to do that. שיהיה הוא מעצמו בדעתו ומחשבתו. He knows by himself, by his ability, by his own intellect, to know between good and bad, and he does whatever he wants. Pay attention, he does whatever he wants. The only species in the universe is mankind. No other species can do that. You don't see a lion sitting there chilling out, smoking a hookah. He feels like it, doesn't do it. Oh, I don't know, an elephant swinging from a tree, or whatever. They are confined within their survival, needs. You don't see an elephant. Sounds very interesting to go to the North Pole. Let me take a boat. He doesn't do that. He stays in the savannah. Man can do so. That's what the Rambam is saying. ואין לו מי שיעכב על ידו מלעשות הטוב הרע. Nobody will stop him to do good or bad. If men would have been stopped to do good and bad, there's no reward, no punishment. וכיוון שהוא כן, פן ישלח ידו. And because of that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I better kick him out of here before he comes to destroy even that part of Gan Eden, that spiritual world. Al ya'avor b'machshavatcha, that's what the Rambam says. Don't even dare to think. Don't even dare to think. דבר זה שאומרים טיפשי האומות. That's what the stupid people among the nations, the fools, ורוב גולמי בני ישראל, and most of the morons among the Jews. Golem is a moron. שהקדוש ברוך הוא גוזר על האדם מתחילת בריאתו להיות צדיק או רשע. That הקדוש ברוך הוא decrees on a person from the day he was conceived to be a wicked man or to be a righteous man. Don't even dare to think that the Rambam said, don't even go there. And הקדוש ברוך הוא, not only that, אין הדבר כן. It's not כן. It's not. אלא כל אדם ואדם, any person, not Jew, כל אדם, any human being, the Rambam says. Any human being, ראוי להיות, is appropriate to be, צדיק כמשה רבנו, או רשע כירובעם, או wicked man like ירובעם, או חכם, או כסיל. You could be smart, you could be stupid. Okay? או רחמן, or achzari, or merciful, or wicked, or chili, or shua, whether you want to be a spender, or you want to be stingy. V'chen shar deot, and all other opinions. In other words, your behavior is in your hands. The way you behave is in your hands. ואין לו מי שיכפה ולא גוזר עליו. No one will force you, no one will direct you, no one will determine to you what are you going to be. Nobody's going to pull you to this side or to the other side. אלא הוא מעצמו. You by yourself determine to which way you're going to go. Don't say I was born into this family, that's why I was turned up to be like that. No, you have a choice. Or I beat up my child because I learned this from home because my father beat me. Oh, really? So your father beat you. That's why you beat your son. How did it feel when your father beat you? Oh, I hated that guy. I felt horrible. So why are you beating your kid? You have a choice. It was bad for you. Make it good for your kid. In America, to say that you are oppressed, I think it's a crime. No, you can be whatever you want. I don't think there is a person in America that would be denied to go to college. Go to Israel and see how difficult it is to go to college there. They'll drive you nuts. In Israel, not everybody goes to college. Here you could. You have SATs, you don't have SATs, you go to community college. You go, you work yourself up. You go. And he says, Hu Yirmiyahu, that's what Jeremiah said. Mipi elyon lo titzeh hara ve'atov. From above, no good or bad comes out. Klomar, there's to say, Ein habore gozer al ha'adam lo liot tov ve'lo liot ra. HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not put a decree on you to be good or to be bad. It's your choice. So this ability to define whether I really want to work HaKadosh Baruch Hu or not, that's the free choice that I have. Do I want to be free, like to do whatever I want and then ultimately to be lonely? Or I want to be free to choose that I'm choosing God? You're free to choose. That's how I want to do. If you want to know what's really love Hashem, to love Hashem, and what is the path to love Hashem, what is the path to Yirat Hashem, is your ability to choose all the time to do what HaKadosh Baruch Hu asked you to do. If a person, Chas v'Shalom, wants to steal now, is there going to be a lightning bolt coming down and striking him? The HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, listen, guys, I have a set of rules for you. If you want to take it. And you choose to be there. That's your choice. When you, Rabotai, let me tell you something. When you are mekabel, you are accepting upon yourself every day to do what HaKadosh Baruch Hu had asked you to do, you are renewing the covenant of Sinai, and it is like you received the Torah today. Because every single day I could say, I don't want this. You know what? I had enough of this. I don't want to. And it depends on your ability. Your ability to see. Is there God in the world or not? Of course there is a God to the world. But I don't want to see it. You should see I'm giving you that. In other words, this parasha, besides free choice, teaches you responsibility. And responsibility is the counterpart, it goes hand in hand with free choice. Because if you cannot choose, you cannot be responsible. And if you are responsible, you can choose. Rabotai, tomorrow, Erev, Rosh Chodesh, Elul. Do not wait until tomorrow to start doing tshuva, to look today at what I told you and choose life today. Choose good today, and there is a commandment, aseh tov, v'sur mira. Good does not come by itself. Good is a product of an action. I am commanded to do good, and I am commanded to remove myself from bad. It's a block and a punch. That's what it is. So רבותיי, עשו טוב וסורו מרע, והקדוש ברוך הוא יקבל תפילתנו בשלום, בברכה, בבריאות, עושר ואושר, שבת שלום.